I'm gonna give everybody a chance to settle in before I get started. Actually, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna calm down tonight. We're gonna breathe a little bit. We're gonna learn a little bit about one way of letting go of something that's been bothering you, and how to be in the moment a little bit, and to cut down on the distractions and things like that. First thing I want you to do is just to quiet your mind a little bit, which I know is hard to do, but what I want you to do right now to try is focus on the candlelight flickering my shadow behind me. Don't think about anything, just look at it. And just breathe normally. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath. This is going to be a real cleansing breath. This breath is going to come down into your stomach, like into your abdomen. Just do a normal breath, but just like a good deep one, okay? And if you want to hold it for a second, you can. If you feel the tension in your shoulders, you can move your head around like this and just stretch your neck. See, mine's real tight all through there. That's extremely tight, so I have to do that a lot, just to loosen that up. And you can go back like that too. If you hear a little bit of crackling in your neck, I think that's okay, as long as it's not too bad. Okay, the next thing I'd like you to do is think about something recently, or not recently, that really went wrong for you. And you can't get it out of your head because it didn't play out the way you wanted. And you're disappointed, or you're angry, or embarrassed, or whatever it is. Something that's really been tormenting you, and won't leave you alone. Think about that event. Think about what happened, who was there, who was involved, the mistake that was made. And just let yourself, realize that event, and realize all of your feelings that you have surrounding that event. And take another deep breath. One more deep breath. Okay. Next, I'd like you to think about how you would have wanted that event to turn out, what the result is that you wanted, and how you wish it would have been, and how you think it could have gone better, what you could have done better, what somebody else could have done better. Think about the outcome that you wanted that you didn't get. And I want you to make your peace with that. I don't want to call it a loss, but kind of in a way where you cut your losses a bit, where you just kind of accept that you didn't get what you wanted at that time. It went wrong. It slipped through your fingers. It crumbled. Whatever. You didn't get what you wanted. And I want you to take one more deep breath. Okay. I'd like you to try to make peace with those emotions and accept that event is over with now. It's past you. It's gone. It's out of your hands. It's over with. You can't control it anymore. It's gone. That event, everything surrounding that event, and whatever happened, whoever was there, whatever was said, whatever was done, is not part of you. It's not part of your identity. You don't have to carry that with you. It's just something that happened and it's over with. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to hurt you or change who you are. You are still a whole person. You're still solid. You're still yourself. One thing going wrong isn't going to change your worth. If you made a mistake, it's not going to lower your value. It's not going to make you less of a good person. This isn't going to mess you up. It's just one thing that went wrong that didn't turn out the way you thought it would. You know what? It wasn't meant to be that way. It just wasn't meant to happen. This would be a good time to consider the possibility that something better is probably in store for you. Something better is probably coming to you that you didn't expect. And the thing that took place that didn't work was there to teach you something. It was there for a cleanse. It was there to show you, what you don't need to do. However you want to look at it. We can go deeper into that later, but for now I want to try to keep it light tonight because we're going to work on relaxing. But I want you to realize that you're still who you are and you're still a complete person. You're still you. You haven't changed. You're still whole, I want you to take another breath. And when you breathe in this time, I want you to feel how whole you are. I want you to feel how complete you are. And I want you to feel that you are a person on your own. You're complete, and you're in a safe spot when you're just in yourself, when you're breathing. Does that make sense? We're going to take another deep breath, okay? So when you take that air in, you think about how the air can fill your whole body. And with that air, you bring in completeness, contentment, calmness, quiet, especially the quiet part. Think about that and just fill yourself with quiet. Not necessarily nothingness. Some people might use that word, but I don't. I don't like to use the word nothingness because that's not. There's more to that we'd have to go into more detail with, and that would be on a different path. I don't want to go on that right now, but just breathe in and fill yourself with quiet. Because you can do that. You have the power to do that. You have a lot more power than you give yourself credit for. We're going to work on that too. When you breathe in, you're doing these breaths, I want you to fill yourself with quiet and calmness. I want you to think about when you try to do something or something goes wrong and it doesn't work the way you thought it would work. That happens because it's trying to teach you something. I couldn't go in, I couldn't tell you what the lesson is without knowing the story. If you wanted to talk to me privately and tell me what's going on, we can figure something out and dig a little deeper and get some answers about some things you're going through and what you might need to be working on. So we can always do that. But the things that go wrong, let me tell you, especially in my own life, the things I try to do that didn't work out, I learned some lessons. I learned a lot about myself. I learned about what works and what doesn't work. I learned about priorities. I learned about people. I learned about, the things that in myself that I need to make peace with. The parts of myself that I had accepted as part of myself that didn't have to be part of me, and that I had to shed and get rid of because it wasn't legit. There's been a lot of that. And we'll get to that too. That's another topic I want to touch on. But, for tonight, I just want you to let go of that thing that didn't work. Just breathe it out. And remind yourself that you are still complete. You're still a whole person, even with that, that mishap, that thing that didn't work. You're still you. Your life is still going to go on. Your life will continue. You can still do things. You still have potential. You still have opportunities. You still have tomorrow. As long as you wake up tomorrow, you have another chance to, do things right. You'll always have another chance, but especially, the next day you open your eyes, the sun's up. It's getting to be fall now, so it's finally cooling down a little bit. And go outside, get some fresh air, walk around for a little bit and get a little exercise if you want. Be in nature a little bit. That'll make you feel better. But just remember that, the things that don't work out, you don't have to accept that as part of you because you failed at something. I don't like the word failure because it's really negative, and I don't believe in failure per se. I think that you're learning by trying things and by seeing what works and what doesn't. To me, that's not failure. It's just not a word I like to use. doesn't translate. Um, so, but we'll get to that. We'll get to those topics. So, don't let the mishaps and the hiccups and things like that, drag you down. That's not what they're for. A lot of people try to do things, for themselves or especially for somebody else, and it doesn't work out for whatever reason. No, something didn't work out because I screwed up, or I miscalculated, or I was selfish and I didn't do something when I should have, or whatever your thing is that went wrong, that's worrying you half to death. It's time to drop it, because you can't continue tomorrow with a fresh mind and a fresh outlook and a fresh attitude and a better way of doing things if you're still tearing yourself apart over what went wrong last week or last year or last decade. That's not who you are. It was one thing. It was a slip up. That's it. I can't tell you the times that I made mistakes and I tore myself apart over it and accepted it as part of me and all this kind of stuff. And that's not what that should be at all. It's just a lesson. And like I say, depending on what it is, if you want to message me and talk about it and figure some things out and, get down to the details, we can do that. I love people. I love to help people figure things out, especially things they've been through. It's worth it to ask yourself the right questions and look at what happened, and look at it from a outside perspective, not only, because if you look at stuff always from your own perspective, you that can be kind of clouded because your emotions are in the way and your preconceived notions are in the way and things like that. And it helps to kind of step away from that and just look at it like it's just facts, and be on the outside of it, because it's not you. Your mistake that you made or whatever went wrong that you were wishing had turned out differently is not part of you. It's just a thing that went wrong, and that's it. It's over with. It might feel like it's not over with because you're worrying about repercussions and what's going to follow after that. And, well, I screwed this up, so now I've got to deal with this, blah, blah, blah. And that may be, but it's not going to ruin your life. You're still in control of your life. Every single thing you do every day, how you handle all that shit every day, every step, that's all up to you, how you want to do it. And we'll work on some of that too. But I'm just saying, this is a calming meditation / talk we're doing tonight, because we're going to calm down about some things, and we're going to calm down about things that go wrong that, disappoint us and make us think the world's coming to an end, just because the plans fell through or whatever. That's, that's not, yeah, it happens, but that's not, it's not something you have to carry with you. Breathe it out. Breathe in your quietness. And remember that you are still, like I say, a whole person all on your own. You're complete. You are still you. And just enjoy, especially when you're doing the breathing and you're breathing in the quiet. Think about when you're breathing in the quiet and the calmness. Think about how peaceful that is and how at peace you are in that moment just doing that. You're so peaceful. You can be so peaceful just sitting there breathing in the quiet. And for lack of a better way of putting it, being at one with yourself. And really appreciating, really and truly being in the moment, as they say. People talk about, you got to be in the moment, you got to live in the moment. And to people these days, that means taking every opportunity to party or whatever, that kind of thing. That's okay, to some people that's what that means. But for me, being in the moment just means, like I say, breathing in the calm, breathing in the quietude, breathing in the soothing vibes, and just appreciate being within yourself and being within the peace and maybe solitude if you like that. and the wholeness of being yourself. And also realize that you're not just part of the universal whole, as it were, but the universal whole is also in you. So this is just, when you're outside at night, you're looking up at the stars and everything twinkling in the sky. That's a mirror you're looking at. That's all that is. So, and I mean, if you need to, actually, that's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of that. I mean, if you really need to, you could do that little breathing thing we just did. Outside, looking up at the sky, looking at the stars, and remember that that is part of you and you are part of it. And that the things you're worrying about and the things you're tearing yourself up about and the things that you think are going to ruin your life, that you've messed up or should have done differently or should have done better, those things aren't anything, because look how big the universe is. This stuff doesn't mean anything. We're down here on this planet, squawking about, what people are wearing or what's going on the news and stupid shit like that. When you look up in the sky, and there's planets flying around and shit like that, just like there's so much else going on. So don't let yourself be torn apart by something that went awry. That's not you. It's not who you are. It's not part of you. It's not going to change you. It doesn't change your vibration. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change your value. None of those things. I'm going to try to keep this short tonight. I've got some other ideas for some more content I'm going to give you tomorrow. Some more videos. Maybe not in lives, because I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, like time schedule wise. But I do want to upload a couple of videos on some topics I've been thinking of that a lot of people have been talking about. So I tried to keep it simple tonight. I don't want to get too deep tonight. Just sometimes it's good to just have a simple idea. And like I say, don't forget to make your peace with your emotions surrounding the event of what it was that went wrong. Make your peace with it. You in that moment when the thing went wrong, you were doing your best, or maybe you weren't. Make your peace with the guilt and the anger and the disappointment, and release it. Just release it. When you exhale, release it. Let it go. Because it's not who you really are. Who you really are is star stuff. That's what you really are. So all this other shit you can quit worrying about. In my humble opinion. And then when you breathe in your quiet, just remember, or think of it this way. When you breathe in your quiet and you breathe in your calmness, breathe in the whole universe with it. Breathe in all the stars and the planets and the moons and the suns and the galaxies and the nebulas and the black holes and, wormholes, whatever else is out there. Who knows? Breathe all that in when you're doing your calmness breathing. And breathe the universe into you. And be a container for that universe. And remember how much bigger that is than the thing that went wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with who you are. It's not going to change you. Look up in the sky at night. That's you. That's who you really are. So just keep that in mind. I think I'm going to cut this off for now. I've said all I want to say for now. I'm going to try to keep it kind of short for right now. I really hope that this helps. If there's a particular topic y'all would want to talk about or have me do a video about, I'm always open to ideas and stuff like that. I want to do what y'all like. So, feel free to message me and tell me what's going on, and we'll totally do a video for it. Or I'll do one. So I hope that was helpful. Send your suggestions. I know it's Friday night, so if you're working tomorrow, definitely start with a clear mind. Do your breathing. If you need some extra help from me, message me, let me know. We'll do something. We'll set something up. If you want to do a video chat or something, or just message back and forth, that's fine too. But breathe in your calmness, and if you really want to, breathe in the universe. And relax tonight. Remember that you are whole and complete and full, and everything that is good and kind, all on your own. You're a whole person, and just appreciate just being. Just appreciate it. Your own vibration and your own divinity, because it's all in there. But you just keep breathing in your calmness and let go of that stuff you don't need, because it's not part of you. It's not part of you. That's not your identity. It's not you. So you let that go. And that's it for tonight. So I hope that helped. And stay tuned. I'll get you some more stuff this weekend. We'll do some more stuff this weekend, okay? Thank you very much.